everyone. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 10, that is respiration in organisms. I think all of you listen in your daily life respiration. And respiration just simple normally we think respiration means intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. But actually respiration is not only an intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. It is a very broad term. Okay, because just simply we think that respiration means just simple सांस लेना. But it's not only a सांस लेना, intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. It's a very broad term. Intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide, it is known as breathing. And breathing is a part of respiration. So respiration we will discuss in this chapter in detail. Okay, and different topics we will cover in this chapter. These are first, that is introduction. Next topic is types of respiration. How many types of respiration? Next, third is breathing. Next, breathing mechanism. It means how we intake oxygen and how we release carbon dioxide. Next, breathing in other animals, because different animals they use different process for intaking of oxygen and for release of carbon dioxide. So some animals are given in this chapter like cockroach, earthworm and fish. So we will discuss breathing in these animals in this chapter. And the last topic is respiration in plants, because as we know plants they are also living beings. So respiration, it is an essential life process. So plants they also respire. So respiration in plants. So these topics we will cover in this chapter. Introduction, types of respiration, breathing mechanism, breathing in other animals, and respiration in plants. Okay. So respiration, we are discussing about respiration and respiration. So we are saying we in our daily life we perform different function, and as we know for doing different functions in our daily life we need energy, like eating, like sleeping, like running. These functions we perform in our daily life, and for doing these functions we need energy. And as we know, and all of us know, we get energy from the food. And generally your mother says if you do not have food you will not get energy. It means food gives us energy. And sometimes if we do not have breakfast, if we do not have lunch, we feel very low energy. It means we can say food gives us energy. Okay. But have you ever thought how do we obtain energy from the food? When we intake food in our mouth, what happens with the food in our body? So we obtain energy. Have you ever thought? No. Okay, so we will discuss about how do we obtain energy from the food. The obtaining of energy from the food is directly related to the respiration. When we perform respiration, we obtain energy. Now we will discuss about how do we obtain energy from the food and how it is related to the respiration. As you must have learned in the second chapter in the nutrition in animals, nutrition is completed in 5 steps in each animal, and these steps are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and ingestion. The very first step, that is ingestion. Ingestion means intaking of food. When we intake food in our mouth, this step is known as ingestion. Then second step, it is digestion. Digestion means the complex substances they converted into simple substances. This is known as digestion. After the digestion, the third step, that is absorption. Absorption means the useful material they absorb in our body. Next, fourth is assimilation. Assimilation means after the absorption, the useful material they are utilized in our body for different function, like glucose they utilize for giving energy, fats they also utilize for giving energy, protein they help in the repairing of tissue, they help in the repairing of cells and building blocks. So different food components after the digestion, after the absorption, they utilize in our body for different functions. Some food components they give energy, and some they help in the repairing of tissue, they help in the development and building block. Next is ingestion. Digestion means the removal of waste material. But the main is assimilation. Assimilation, we are saying the simple substances after the digestion, the complex substances, they converted into simple substances. These simple substances, they again utilize in our body, like glucose. Glucose, it gives energy in our body, but glucose, it is not capable to give energy directly in our body. Again, it has to complete it in the simplest form, so it can give energy. So this glucose, we are saying this glucose, it has to again convert it in the simplest substance, so it can give energy. So glucose, again, it converted in the presence of oxygen and it gives energy. Glucose is break down in the presence of oxygen, so it is capable to give us energy. So we can say the simple substances after the absorption, they are utilizing, but they are not capable to give us energy. Again, they have to convert it in the simple substances, so they are capable to give us energy. So glucose, again, it breaks down in the presence of oxygen, so it is capable to give us energy. As we know, every living being, like human being, like plants and other animals, they are made up of cell. Cell is the building block of any living being. So this glucose, we are saying, it gives us energy when it is break down in the presence of oxygen. So this glucose, it reaches to the each and every cell of our body, where it is break down in the presence of oxygen and it gives us energy. And this oxygen we intake from the environment. We intake from the air this oxygen. So glucose is break down in the cell and it break down in the presence of oxygen in each and every cell of our body. This kind of respiration is known as cellular respiration. So we can say glucose in the presence of oxygen, it breaks down and it produces carbon dioxide, water and energy. So this carbon dioxide we exhale from our body, and water is utilized and energy also we utilize for doing different function. And this carbon dioxide we exhale from our body. That's why we intake oxygen and we release carbon dioxide. This process is known as breathing. And respiration means when food is break down in the presence of oxygen and it produces energy in each and every cell of our body, it is known as respiration. That's why respiration and breathing both are different processes. Breathing, just simple intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide, which is produced in the respiration process. But respiration, it's a very complex process, and we can say when food is break down in the presence of oxygen and it gives us energy, it is known as respiration. So breathing, it's a physical process only, and respiration, it's a biochemical process because it happens in each and every cell of our body. That's why respiration, it's a biochemical process. So we can define the cellular respiration, that is breakdown of food in the presence of oxygen and it gives an energy. It is known as cellular respiration, and it is a biochemical process because it happens in the each and every cell of our body, because we are saying cellular respiration. And chemical, because glucose it is a chemical, and when it is break down in the presence of oxygen, it breaks down in the carbon dioxide, water and energy. So it is a biochemical process. Now we can define breathing. Breathing means intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide is known as breathing. This is oxygen we intake from the environment, and similarly we exhale, we release carbon dioxide in the environment. It is known as breathing. And breathing, it's a physical process because when we breathe, our ribs and our diaphragm, they help. So that's why it is a physical process. Thank you for watching my video.